Thought it was a good effort by our guys today. I think for the most part we've had a good camp. We understand that it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, and guys working really hard since there are a lot of new faces to make sure that we know exactly what to do, how to do it, and that we can just play as fast as we can without making a lot of mistakes. And you know, for the most part, we've gotten better at certain things. There's still some, without question, some things we need to clean up. They continue to show up sporadically. So it's good to get it on film. It's good to get it on film in a game-like situation where we can, you know, study it and find ways to get better, and that's as players and coaches. So for the most part, I think we got out clean, other than a couple little nicks here and there, which is good. And now we just got to continue to press forward and make sure mentally we'll continue to challenge our guys to be as smart, as intelligent as a football player as we possibly can. He's a good leader. He works really hard. He can throw an accurate football. He's got good poise. He's been battle tested. He can handle adversity. Made some good throws. There's a couple times when he got some pressure that he liked to stand in there and throw with conviction. But that's all part of it. I think throwing with conviction as much as you can, stepping into the throw, throwing with power, throwing with pop. If you do have to occasionally throw off your back foot, you still got to snap the wrist to make sure that thing is spinning and getting on target. So those things show up a little bit, but it's not uncommon. You got to continue to work through that. It's not easy when you got people coming right at you. So I think he's got a chance to be really good. I think he knows who our weapons are. We got to continue to develop more weapons. When we're not tackling to the ground, the running game's kind of not a waste of time to run out there, but you're not going to let those guys really do their thing. But having balance, being good running the football, play action, and efficient throwing the ball, especially when we have to, is going to be important to win games on offense.
Jeff, in a game like this, do you like to see kind of what you saw tonight, good things on both sides, and not one side necessarily dominating the other?
I think so. I think both sides did some good things at times. I thought we had some sustained drives, maybe stalled a couple times in the red zone, which is good for our defense. I think when we don't give up the big play, which right now are seam balls up the seam and balls over our head when we're in press coverage, then we're really good. And those two things can't happen, and this happened last year, and it happened a little bit today. It's happened in camp, and it can't happen. So we got to make sure we get that clean. If we do, then it'll make it easier to call defense for our coach, and we'll be more efficient. So it's got to be a perfect balance of aggressiveness, but yet being smart and safe, keeping the ball in front of us. But I do think that these guys are understanding more. We'll be identifying some things that we need to correct, and I think we can continue to get better.
Jeff, just talking about that quarterback room as a whole, beyond Miller Moss, what did you see from some of those guys today? And do you feel confident if you were to have to leave a play or go out, would you feel confident what you had there?
Well, these young guys are working hard, and Brady and Deuce and Mason, and we've got to continue to challenge them. There are times when they are efficient, they throw with conviction. They stand in there and make a good read and throw with pop and power and follow through and snap it. And there are other times that they don't. They miss some easy throws. And I think what you got to learn as a quarterback, when you're getting some heat, you're getting some pressure, and things are taking too long, you have to find the underneath throw, and you got to throw it to them. And it doesn't have to be wide open. You got to throw it to them. For some reason you can't. You either got to step up and run and get yards, or you got to throw that thing away. And we took too many sacks today at times. And sometimes it's going to happen, but we took too many. Those are things that you just got to continue to learn. You got to put them in 11-on-11 situations. They got to feel it. They got to know it. They got to watch it. They got to learn from it, and they just got to make sure it doesn't happen. But all those guys work hard. I think if we have to go in a game with them, we can hopefully, condense the offense to make sure they're efficient.
Kind of some clear question. Obviously, it's an overall as far as the starting secondary with just all new starters. You mentioned Rodney as saying, I think yesterday that was kind of a good spring practice. What did you see from him today? Just how pleased are you overall with the way that the secondary is going to come along?
Well, we've had some good moments, and I think we have capable players. And Rodney has come in and done a really good job at the corner position. He has good size. He studies a lot. He's in there all the time, which I really like. I think Ramon is back from last year, played a little bit at the very end of the year, but he has talent. We took two other corners as well in Agu and Jabari Mack. One's been injured quite a bit, but we'll get him healthy. They need to continue to improve and step up and play, but they have talent. And at the safety position, D'Angelo's coming back. Antonio Watts has experience. Those guys are steady players. We've added Corey Gordon and Joe Evans. and also Darius at the outside linebacker star nickel position. And those guys have talent, so he's got to get up to speed. They got to play well. We also got Dave McCullough at safety as well. So we got some guys we feel comfortable that can play well, but they got to continue to learn. They got to be sharp, and they got to just make plays when they're in there.
Jeff, we're in an era when Nebraska, Texas, a bunch of schools didn't have spring games, don't want to have them. You do like them. Why do you like them, and what are the biggest benefits from them?
Well, anytime you get in a team setting and have to find ways to move the ball, create stops, don't know what the situation is, the first and 10, the first and 20, the second 10, the second and 15, the second and 3, third and 1, third and 8, and for those guys to recognize it, find ways to execute in the red zone, long yardage situations. You got to do it. You got to do it over and over again, and it's invaluable. So to waste a spring game and not do that, to me, is you're hurting yourself. Now, of course, you don't want to get guys injured. And I think some people are scared that other people are going to watch and steal their players. In my opinion, people already know who we have, and teams already know who the other teams have. So it is what it is. The transfer portal, the way it's set up, I don't think any of us like it, the way it's set up. So you just deal with it, move on. But right now, you got to improve your football team. You got to take advantage of every practice. Whatever happens after these next couple weeks happens, and we continue to move forward.
Jeff, we know Chris Bell and Colin Lacey from last season, but who are you kind of looking in that wide receiver room that can kind of slot into that third spot? Who did you really like tonight?
Well, we want to continue to build depth there, and that we don't have a ton of experience. So right now, Chris and Colin have to step up and be playmakers for us every game, and they've got to demand the best out of themselves. They've got to challenge themselves to do it. I think Antonio Meeks has played the most. He caught a touchdown for us in the bowl game. He's got to continue to be an asset to us and make sure that he finds ways to get open as well. TJ McWilliams is a transfer that's young, but he's shown promise. And we've got a couple others behind them that are battling, but they've just got to continue to push forward. I think at the tight end position, that's critical too. We don't have a ton of depth right now. We have injuries. Nate Kariski is a steady blocker, steady player. He's got to make plays. What his numbers go, he's got to make tough catches. He's got to be able to block. Jaleel Skinner can run and stretch the field. He's got to be able to block and understand what we're doing and make plays for us. And we got to continue to build depth there. So that, the depth is a concern, but we've got to work with our players to improve, and we got to just continue to find ways to get better at those positions.
Jeff, you brought a lot of guys to help kind of bolster the defensive line. I also heard a couple guys that were younger kind of rising, like Micah Carter, Lou Spencer made some plays tonight. Your thoughts just generally how the defensive line looked this spring?
Well, I like our defensive line overall. I think we have possibly 3 deep in a lot of positions. Now, some don't have much of experience, so that's a concern, but they have talent. Without question, Ashton Gelati, missing him, and Ramon, they were just experienced, steady players. Wesley has stepped in and been a solid addition. AJ Green's got to continue to press forward and try to be a playmaker constantly. We brought in Chev Lubin, who can rush the passer, and he's got to step up and make plays. Micah Carter, for sure on the edge, he's got to find ways to make plays. And then we have 2 young defensive ends that are young, but they got to grow fast. But they've worked hard. But the defensive tackle position, I think we have depth. Jordan Garrard has been a steady player. Renee Conga has been a steady player. Lou Spencer is getting better, and then we've added a couple other personnel there that I think will help us. So just making sure we're as strong as we can, and while we have depth, the first 4 need to be good, really good, and the others need to press them for playing time.
You mentioned that tight end position being shallow. When the portal opens back up, is that one of the positions you're going to target if possible? And then what else would you look at potentially trying to add to?
What position were you saying again?
Tight end.
Well, in general, you got to prepare for everything. You like to make sure that your roster stays intact, but you don't know, so you got to have options ready to go just in case things happen, which we do. But building depth at the positions I said are important. Receiver, tight end, that's important. I think that's probably the most critical position right now. That there are young players, but we've got to get them ready to go fast. If another great one pops, without question, we wouldn't take it. but at the same time, we're not going to reach just to reach.
That's one that.
Yep.
Okay, that's it.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.